This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Milwaukee is working towards keeping trash out of parks and rivers and homes and businesses. Over the weekend, volunteers collected over 100,000 pounds of trash at several cleanup events. City officials are also working to deter illegal dumping on private property. Alderwoman Andrea Pratt tells the Public Safety and Health Committee about repeat incidents in District 1.
Cousins has had 300 tires dumped on them in January, and then just on February 17th, they had another 300 tires dumped. It costs over $5,000 to remove the tires each time. It's difficult to maintain a business in a corridor that we are trying to revitalize.
A $1,500 penalty is now $5,000 for each offense. 2 more Milwaukee public schools are relocating their students as lead cleanup efforts across the district continue. Dr. Brenda Castilla says students at Brown Street School and Westside Academy will relocate next month to Douglas Middle School.
Those moves will happen on Monday, May 5th for Westside Academy and May 12th for Brown Street.
MPS's new lead action plan will relocate students when visual inspection checklists indicate that more than 50% of painted surfaces or more than 50% of the building's rooms show unsafe lead levels. Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan could face 6 years in prison for allegedly obstructing ICE agents trying to arrest an undocumented Mexican immigrant. She appeared before a federal judge Friday morning on 2 felony charges. Defense attorney Julius Kim says the criminal complaint may have left out crucial information.
What was going through my mind when I was reading that complaint is that complaint was not just drafted for the purpose of initiating criminal proceedings against Judge Dugan, but it was drafted with the very intention-filled purpose of making sure that a certain narrative is put forth out to the community.
Judge Dugan's arraignment is set for May 15th. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. All right, so I'm going to be like totally raggedy and and totally trash. It's not trash. And say hello to my mother-in-law because she's at home listening to 1017 The Truth. So, hello, Evelyn. How are you? All right, so that's that. All right. So, here's the kicker. I'm torn about what I want to talk about today because it kind of has to do with Judge Dugan. And I don't know if I want to call it Dear Judge Dugan But then I also want to talk about something else, about when you go to work and you have to do work. You know? And so it just disturbs me when my mind is in 2-3 different places talking about and thinking about this thing, talking to Tori about Dugan this morning and talking about what I wanted to talk about in terms of dealing with your boss. And then it dawned on me, like, they're both the same. So I guess I'm going to make this first hour, Dear Judge Dugan. Or is it Dugan? I don't know. Dugan, Dugan. Okay. Dear Judge, I respect jurisprudence. I respect the rule of law. I don't respect when lawyers and judges, regardless of who they are, let their politics and their personal feelings drive how they interpret and how they commiserate with other attorneys, those in the justice system, police, prosecutors, defense attorneys, all that. But somewhere, we forgot that the majority of Milwaukee County is liberal. And that with that, there are certain tendencies that occur. But because it is, those tendencies tend to harm black people more than white people. And so my question is, would you have done that for a black person who was from Haiti or from Ghana or Rwanda or Benin? Would you have helped somebody who was from an African nation or a Caribbean nation who's there for 3 domestic violence charges? The victim is there in court, and instead of you walking back out of court like you're supposed to, because you're an officer of the court, you have to honor other people's warrants like yours, you obstruct a federal law enforcement officer and walk the person out somewhere else, not knowing that there's another plainclothes agent sitting across from your court who watches you do this, who watches you let the person out the door and walk away to a different hotel elevator. And so for people to come behind you to have the audacity to say that there was something wrong with what the law enforcement officers did when you yourself violated your oath of office. It's a wonder they didn't charge you with misconduct in public office. You violated your oath. They can still charge you in the state of Wisconsin with misconduct in public office. But I'm not a lawyer, so don't mind me. But I'm sure the liberal district attorney won't do that. Probably a conservative district attorney wouldn't do it either, because they got to deal with you as a judge. They have to deal with your compadres and all the other judges, right? So I get that. But at some point, holding up the rule of law should circumvent everything else. And believe me, it's terrible when you have to do it. It's terrible when you have to put people in jail and you don't necessarily think they belong there, but that's what the law calls for. It's called the rule of law. And so I know somebody will come behind me and you didn't use these technical words and you're not a lawyer and you're not this and you're not that. But, you know, lately lawyers don't have a really good track record anyway. So I'm just saying. But the bottom line is that we miss the fact that she got caught. She obstructed, and she got charged properly. And she took an oath of office. to defend and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin, county ordinances. She didn't do it. She didn't do it. And what else has she not done? Let's do her like we do everybody else. You know, when the black people get in trouble, well, what else have they done? You know, if you didn't get them for this, then they probably did something else. So we got them. We missed them on that one. We'll get them. How many times has she done this? I would say none. I've known of Judge Dugan, and she's always been a phenomenal jurist. She's always been fair. So this is an example of when you allow your emotions. And no, I'm not saying that because she's a woman. It's when you allow your emotions or your politics or your personal beliefs to get in the way. As a Christian, there are some things that I don't agree with as it relates to the law, but it's legal. And if they have to do it, and if they're able to do it, they're able to do it. And if I have to uphold this particular law, I have to. And there's nothing I can do. And I can disagree with it. There are times when I had to arrest people and I actually totally disagreed with it. And it got proven later, after the person got arrested, after they went to the district attorney's office, after they talked to the whatever, and they dropped the charges. But it was a mandatory arrest. There was nothing I can do. Even though I knew this complaint is baseless, but the law says mandatory arrest. So I did. You cannot let your personal feelings get in the way. How dare you say they don't have a right to be arresting a judge? If anything, you'd arrest a judge faster, just like you would arrest a police officer faster. You'd arrest an attorney faster, because you understand and know you are working in a judicial system that created their own language and their own set of laws so that you have to pay them to interpret crap that anybody could understand if you wrote it in English, but they wrote it in Latin. That's on purpose. So you have to pay them so much money in order to act on your behalf in a system that they created. So if you think you got lawyers who created a system that now judges sit in, you're joking. If you think judges and lawyers like uphold this greatness, they uphold it, but they get paid for it too. And they get paid because they speak the language. I'm not mad. They created their system, but you need to figure out ways to get around that system in relation to representing yourself and doing those types of things. But we have to have lawyers. We have to have judges. And we're talking about a minuscule, small part of the judicial system where roughly 98% of it is above board and doing great things and representing people and doing wonderful. They're sorely needed. Defenders of democracy. But when you take your bench and you use it as a political weapon, I don't care who you are, Republican or Democrat, male or female, and you raised your right hand to uphold it, that thing called the Constitution, you swore, you're done. So, judge, you have two choices. And this is any judge, any police officer. When you have a question as to whether or not you're going to follow the law, you have two choices. You could push back or you can execute. That's it. That's all you got. Push back or execute. But when you don't push back, you win. Because you win in the long haul. But if you don't execute, you lose. And she lost. And she got arrested. And I'm not going to say it's unfortunate because I'm not going to say it's unfortunate for other criminals who committed crimes who got arrested. Because if it were me and they thought I committed a crime, I'd get arrested. Judge, you just need to figure out whether or not you're going to push back or execute. Because I'm going to tell you, pushing back, it ain't working for you.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 101.7 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need to look sharp for graduation? You need
the $100 hookup.
Want to get decked out for prom? Get the
$100 hookup.
An incredible deal that includes a marvelous suit, shirt, tie, shoes, all for $100. Only at Nick Avani's, home of the
$100 hookup.
And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Avani's. Get hooked up today at Nick Avani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickavani's.com.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
On Greg Night, then I am MC Smooth B. Together we are nice and smooth with pure blend harmony. And just in case you wonder what we're wrong, we'll say that we're sorry for keeping you waiting so long.
Now countries at war, little kids cry rape, some lying, dying, crying, pulling on my cape. Massive meltdown, bring the red tape. Back up victims who caught the vapes. New LP, time to make tapes. Get the album, cause single CD and tapes. Styling, profiling, smiling, buck wildin', as the dope keeps on piling.
listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know, there's a lot of buzz going around about the draft. It's over. Boy, they showed this Deion Sanders, son. But anyway, you won't find a draft seeping through Pella's windows and doors. In fact, you should make Pella your number one pick, because right now you can take advantage of no interest financing options or free glass upgrades. Their talented designers and installers can match your unique home with seamless customizations. Certain restrictions apply, and the offer ends April 30th. You only got 2 days. So place your free online in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. 833-212-1017 is the number. Everybody just tripping about Dugan. Tripping. Dwayne said every humanoid who is not Apache, Cherokee, Navajo, or Potawatomi is here illegally, just like Trump's grandfather. What does Trump's grandfather have to do with anything? Like, you all are just touched about Trump. He's not. Try not to think about people that don't give a flip about you. You know what I'm saying? Like what is that? It's like they bring Trump into, oh, it's Trump's fault. We got weather. It's Trump's fault. Let's worry about the city. Because had you cared this much when Biden was in office, half the crap wouldn't have happened now. And I say that because are you better off now under any president than we were at any time? I say no. Black people keep getting the raw end of the deal. And what are we going to do about it? You can go into your technicalities about Native Americans. White folks came in, killed them off, gave them smallpox, did all the stuff they did and took it. You can take advantage of it now, or you can cry about what happened 200, 300 years ago. I'm just saying. It is unfortunate that it happened. I think it's a travesty. I think it's its own Holocaust, what Europeans did to people native to this land. But isn't that what they've always done? Colonization? Look at how Great Britain went to the British Isles, not the British Isles, the Caribbean. Took everything, took all the minerals, the gold, everything out, and then left. Look at what the French did to Haiti. Take advantage of the fact that you live in the United States of America and that you have certain inalienable rights that you might pretend like you don't have, that they might work hard to make sure we don't exercise them, but exercise them. Everybody knows. And I'm not here illegally, and I'm a humanoid. I'm not Apache, I'm not Cherokee, I'm not Navajo, and I'm not Potawatomi. I am not here illegally. I was brought here. My ancestors were brought here in chains. But I tell you, I have just as much right to be here as any other European person that you could even ask about. So if that's the case, I say don't worry about that part of it. You still got other parts you got to worry about. You still got to worry about how you're going to get treated. You still got to worry about how you're going to make sure those things happen. But in my let me see what I was going to do. In my next segment, but what I want, I'm not about to break. In my next segment, I really want to talk about the gap that has occurred in the United States with black people. You see, we're going to start being Milwaukee Black Talk. Not Milwaukee White Talk, not Milwaukee Rainbow Talk, not Milwaukee. We're Milwaukee Black Talk. So we're going to talk about black stuff from a black point of view. I don't understand why people get upset about that. I don't understand why people get mad about it. The problem is, as black people, we all have different points of view. As black people, we all have different levels of income, levels of intelligence, but we keep making us be all together as one. And while I understand the concept, that really doesn't work easily when you're not in the majority. When we start questioning your blackness, that what happened to Tory Lowe when I was on with him earlier. If you question my blackness, I'm hanging up on you. That's why we got keyboard warriors that call you an Oreo on a keyboard, but didn't call and say it. Because I hang up on them. You don't get to dictate whether or not somebody is black or what somebody's blackness is and whether or not you agree with them. Nobody cares. I know I don't. But we have to live together. We keep trying to get white people not to treat us as one monolithic group. Lord knows they do every time we vote, and we fall into it every time. But now when somebody black decides that they want to stand up and let their light shine and be who they can be and be great, you actually have the audacity to get mad at somebody. If I hate this person, you got to hate them too. If I vote this way, you got to vote that way too. If I live over here, you got to. Are you a sellout because you moved to a suburb because you got tired of your car getting broken into, your apartment or your house getting burglarized? How dare you tell somebody that they shouldn't be safe? How dare you? But then again, I guess that's okay. Because it's Milwaukee, right? You get to do stuff like that. We get to do stuff like that. We get to try to shame people. We get to gaslight people who, well, you're not really black because you don't believe this. That's why you know God ain't through with you yet, because the words that came to my mind, yep, the only other words I would have heard, you're fired. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Backups along northbound 41 from Blue Mound Road, pretty much all the way up past Capitol Drive. Give yourself tons of time. The southbound side's backing up from just before Good Hope Road all the way down past Appleton as well. Northbound 43 backing up from before Fond du Lac Avenue to Keefe. Southbound slow from just before Capitol Drive down to Burleigh. And eastbound 94, that's got some traffic to it. 76th Street all the way to 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. A chance of storms today. Some of them may be strong. Otherwise, warm and windy, a high of 75 at the lake, 81 inland. Tonight, a chance of showers or storms, some strong, windy with rain tapering off right around daybreak, a low of 58. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Carrie, where's Tory Lowe and Dr. Ken at? I'm trying to knock these commercials out.
How am I supposed to know, Sherwin?
Well, I'm about to do their parts because my impressions are on point anyway. This is Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon, and I want you to download the Truth app in the Google Play Store and Apple Store so you can never miss my show or any of the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Really, Kyle?
Sherwin, you are crazy.
Sherwin, your impression of me is horrible. Move. Give me my mic. I guess I'll just repeat what Sherwin said. Go to the Google Play Store or Apple Store to download the 101.7 The Truth app today so you can take the home of Milwaukee Black Talk with you wherever you are.
Can't listen live? Download the new 101.7 The Truth app on your smartphone today to catch up on all your favorite shows. Search 101.7 The Truth on your Google Play Store or Apple App Store so you don't miss out on any of the action.
Day one, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day one is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth, powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneib. The Milwaukee Brewers getting a much-needed bounce-back win after losing 4 straight games. They win Game 3 in St. Louis, this one by a final score of 7-1. The win improving the Brewers to 14-15. A day off today, they'll start a 3-game series in Chicago against the White Sox on Tuesday. Over to the NBA, where the Milwaukee Bucks fall to Indiana 129-103. The story of this one, though, guard Damian Lillard going down. The fear, according to Chris Haynes, is a torn Achilles.
I think everything happens for a reason. You know, obviously I wish him the best. We love him. We're going to support him.
Giannis there talking about Damian Lillard. The Bucks did lose the game, now down 3-1 in the series. Game 5 is scheduled for Tuesday. And lastly, over to the NFL, as the draft wrapped up over the weekend in Green Bay, the NFL reporting 600,000 people attended this year's event. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. All right, now somebody give me a call. Somebody just said this is an upbeat song. A guy having an affair with another man's wife is an upbeat song. 833-212-1017. This is a slow dance song, dude. I know you're not old enough to recognize that because y'all don't even slow dance. Y'all even slow dance? Y'all. He working with the old man, and I'm working with the young man. Together, we got it. Are you kidding me? Did you actually say that was, like, what, up-tempo?
That's one of my favorite songs ever.
Me and Mrs. Jones?
It's a very good song.
No, it's a phenomenal song. Topic is a little much, but John, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Am I crazy or what?
Man, that was slow as hell. Man, that was slow as hell.
Like, what is he talking about? Upbeat. Oh, my gosh. Now, John, I got to ask. I guess he hung up. Uh-huh. Right? I mean, come on. Come in here and say that. Come on. Come here and say that. No. Come in here and say that. See? Uh-huh. That's what I thought. Yep. Them young folk be talking trash, but when it comes time to step up, Hey, y'all, if I get beat up and I don't come on the show tomorrow, y'all know that it was Glenn and DJ Brother Z. I'm just saying, so y'all know. All right, so we got. I'm just saying. We're just being silly. It's Monday. That was not a fast song, dude. That upbeat song, up-tempo song. Tell him to stop talking trash, and if he want to talk trash, he can come in and say it. Otherwise, be quiet. Because he already taller than me, bigger than me, way more than me. You know, he'll just beat me up. You know, if he look at me wrong, I'm going to fall out.
You said you don't fight fair, though.
Of course I don't fight fair. Like, are you kidding? Who? 833-212-1017. Who do you know fights fair? Please tell me. I want to know. I know one person that fights fair, but they found out that fighting fair doesn't work. Not in Milwaukee. I'm just saying. I'm just, so yeah. Oh, Lucretia, you did not say that. Lucretia just told you what the song was, Glenn. In the YouTube chat. She just told you what that song was. Now, that's what I was trying to say, what the song was. That's what the song is. 833-212-1017 is the number. I cannot believe I'm just done. So, primetime son, do you think he is getting treatment because of his father? Sure, he's getting treatment because of his father, but also he's not that good of a quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but he's not that good of a quarterback that you would think you would get higher placement in the draft. I mean, like somebody was saying on here, he runs a 5.2 in the 40. Yeah, you should laugh because that's kind of slow. You should be like at a 4.8, 4.9 if you're a receiver, maybe 5, but 5.2? Come on now. Even the football players here got to admit, yeah, that's kind of. But you're a quarterback, so you shouldn't be expected to run that fast anyway. Tom Brady show can't run. We know that. Tom Brady can't run. I can't think of any real quarterbacks that could actually run other than maybe what? Lamar Jackson, Hurts. Anyway. Treatment because of his father? No. Yes, in some ways. But in other ways, it just is what it is. It's the NFL. And he got picked. So what does he care? But watch this. They didn't want to have to pay him the money that he would have gotten paid had he gone in a higher round. And that's what I heard on ESPN. Matter of fact, I think it was it Stephen A. Smith saying that? That they think they don't want to pay him the money his old man gets. So, you know, bruh gotta, you know, like chill for a second. That's all they saying. They don't want to pay. The NFL is giving the Sanders family significant money over the last, how many years? 20 years? So, I mean, you know, kind of, it's like Michael Jordan's son. Can Michael Jordan's sons play ball? Who was it? Emmitt Smith's kids that played ball? Yeah, a couple of these kids are like, you ain't your daddy. I'm just saying. 833-212-1017 is the number. James, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm good.
That's good. Yeah, I think, well, first of all, with Deion Sanders' son, I think a little bit had to do with his father, of course. And I think one of the things...
But what about his father?
Well, you know, I think that, you know, because he's confident. I won't even say arrogant. He's just confident. He feels good about himself as a man. And I think a lot of times people are threatened by that. You know, they go, you cocky. But, you know, and people tell me the same thing sometimes about me being arrogant. I said, no, I'm just confident about who I am. As I do it, because I don't think I'm better than nobody else or nothing like that. I'm different, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm just confident about who I am, and I'm a man of reality. It is what it is at the end of the day. And a guy said, well, to be 66 years old, you don't look 66. I said, well, because I look at life as it is what it is. I deal with what it is.
Somebody told me the same thing. I told them what my age was today. You don't look like it. I said, well, is that a positive thing to tell somebody, or is that an insult?
Yeah, and he meant it positively, but the thing is, I don't stress about things, Dr. Ken.
But there's no way it could be positive, you telling me I don't look my age, as if I'm supposed to look my age. Well, what does my age look like? That's what I want you to explain to me. What's my age?
Okay, I got you. Okay, I can understand it. I can understand it. Okay, and I know as we close.
Right. Oh, I know.
As I close, what's a fair fight? What's a fair fight, Dr. Key? Because you brought a knife to the gunfight. You finna get shot, brother. That's so far.
Okay, with all due respect, I'm not the one that was the weak one in the fight. I'm just saying, just so you know that up front.
Okay.
Because I was having a conversation with somebody, and I was like, the fact that you actually want to fight fair, and we're having a conversation, when I'm gonna just bust you in your face, like what? Like what? Like it was just.
Yeah, what is a fair fight?
There's no such thing.
You bring what you know, I bring what I know. We do what we gonna do.
Yep. Or watch this. You ready? Don't fight.
There you go. There you go. You can't lose if you're not fighting. That's right.
Lose, and it's the best weapon you have.
That's right. Amen.
All right, brother. Take care.
Love you. Have a great day now.
All right. 833-212-1017 is the number. Is Dr. Ken scared to speak out against Trump deportation policies methods because of his political war on media personnel? Hey, Moni, no. Number one. Number two, I agree with most of the deportation policies. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And he's going about it in some ways the wrong way. That's why they've made numerous mistakes. They need to slow down, relax, come up with a plan, and then follow that instead of just scooping up whoever you can, right? Number two, if you're a criminal and you're not a citizen, I personally don't think you deserve rights. You just need to be thrown the heck up out of here. You don't belong here. And if you commit a crime, you should be gone. Now, if you want dreamers or people that came here as kids and they've been here 20, 30 years and they're going to school and they've done that, fine, keep them, okay. But some of them are pretending to be that when they're not. So the people that got warrants in the system because they didn't go back to their court date and they haven't committed any crimes and they haven't caused any issues, I got no problem. Long as they step up, do it the right way. But don't tell me about your rights when you don't have any because you're not a U.S. citizen. Because I'm going to tell you, if I go to Mexico, I ain't going to have no rights. If I go to El Salvador, I'm not going to have no rights. I'm an American citizen. I don't have the right or the privilege to have rights in their country. Well, I think it should be the same way here. That's all. That's all. But I'm not afraid to speak up against Trump's deportation policies because we need some kind of policy. You know how many millions of people we let into this country and money that we could have been spending on the homeless, veterans, people that need it? They put them in places that veterans were and homeless people could have been. That makes no sense to me. You get money that you won't give your own citizens here. If a citizen stepped up and asked for the things that you gave them, they would tell you no. They would tell you to go get a job, but they got put in the best New York hotels that they have to offer, gave them money, driver's license, Social Security card. They got all this stuff that we don't even give poor people that are living here in Milwaukee, that deserve it, that are trying to go to work and work every day, trying to struggle to keep an apartment. And you let somebody come from another country who don't give two flips about your country and let them stay and give them money, and they don't have to work, but you telling me if I'm on welfare, I have to work? And I'm a citizen? And I pay taxes? Nah. That's a stupid argument. I'm sorry. I got a few more minutes. Al from Sherman Park, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hey, Dr. Ken, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Keep emphasizing that when you're in the immigration system, that is not a That is not a process that goes through the district courts. That goes through the administrative process,
right?
And the administration proves whether you're a citizen or not. And the tiniest infraction, it doesn't even have to be a full crime, the tiniest infraction can have you disqualified and then sent for deportation. That's what they don't understand. Now, this judge, if I were the victim in that court when she did that, and this person beat me up, right? And I see the judge let them out the back jury. Well, her deputies, didn't they file a statement? The court people aren't supposed to lie, and the other attorneys aren't supposed to lie in a court setting, didn't they? Do a witness statement. You read it,
yeah?
I think on Friday. That she let them out the jury door, and nobody's supposed to be in the jury area. That
right.
She never allows that.
Right.
Now, if I see her let this person beat me up.
But listen,
out
but
the back
that's
door
not against the law. So that's irrelevant that people are arguing that she let him back there. She never lets anybody back there.
Well,
that's not against the law. That is not against the law.
Yeah, but here's my question. Would I feel that she's being fair and unbiased to me as the victim when she did this for?
Unfortunately, as a judge, that is within the power that she has on the bench, and there's nothing you can say or do. So we need to stop trying to judge her actions and her thoughts when we do not know what her thoughts are. All we know is what the action she did. So we can't make assumptions and inferences about what she was thinking when she did it. You can't.
I'm just saying, when you see that happen,
it doesn't matter. Like,
would you, as the victim, feel you're getting fair treatment from that judge, or does she have a bias?
I can't think that. I can't make that assumption for somebody else. Like, that's up to them. If whatever she felt, she felt. It's the judge's chambers and the judge, and she can do what she like. Do you understand that as a judge, that is your
I understand the judge.
So then stop trying to question the little things that she does. It doesn't matter how the victim felt. It doesn't matter how the prosecutor felt or the defense attorney felt. Her courtroom, she does what she wants.
So if I were to say I were to appeal the outcome,
then appeal.
Wouldn't they look at that to say that she is biased?
No, they're not. That doesn't necessarily mean you're biased. Listen, because you don't like something doesn't mean you get to bash it and get to say I don't like it. I'm telling you, in a court of law, the judge is the law. Period. Even when it's wrong, it's theirs. So, I mean,
and the appeals court reviews her action in the courtroom, right?
Her letting somebody out of into an area that's secure has nothing to do with her ruling on the bench. Two separate things. So you can't add up all this.
Think that influences?
Say what?
You don't think that influences her ruling? How light of a sentence she gives the person?
No, she's called a human being. Dugan has been a judge over dozens, if not hundreds, of cases and has done just fine. You don't dash somebody's character or trash them. You may not like what she did, and I don't like what she did, but you don't trash her entire life for one thing she did. Isn't that what black people fight? Yes, you most certainly just did.
But
I wouldn't trust how she did. Come on, Al, stop. Come on, man.
So are we suffering the consequences of some of the people she's let back out on the street?
You are not going to let me, you're not going to talk me into going down a road to assume about something that neither one of us knows about. You have no idea whether or not she's let somebody go and they've gone on to commit a crime and do all that. You're making assumptions. And it's wrong.
I'm throwing it out there.
And I'm throwing it out there. And I'm telling you, Al, it's trash. And you know it's trash.
Okay.
You know
I'll be trashy, but those are the thoughts that are going through my mind when she let the perpetrator go out the side door.
She didn't let a perpetrator go. The only thing he perpetrated, that had only to do with immigration. The crime with the girl.
If I'm sitting on her trial, if I'm sitting on the trial, that fact alone is what's going to sway me.
Al. And that is why most people don't forgive other people. Part of the issue in the black community is we don't forgive each other for doing stupid stuff. Anyway, let me go to break before I break something.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
The same people that's against Carmelo Anthony for what his situation looked like have been for white people that have taken stances for situations like this. I guess it's color don't match. A lot of people point that out, the hypocrisy. But if this person was white, hey, we have plenty of examples of it. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's lots of buzz surrounding the draft, but you won't find one seeping through Pella's windows and doors. In fact, you should make Pella your #1 pick because right now you can take advantage of no interest financing options or free glass upgrades as long as you order by April 30th. Make a statement by adding Pella's architectural interest inside and out with maximum design flexibility. Their talented designers and installers can match your unique home through dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more. Along with durable and distinguished details, all Pella products stand the test of time, which is why they confidently offer the best wood warranty in the industry. Don't miss out on no-interest financing options or free glass upgrades at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends April 30th, so place your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I got a couple minutes. Let me squeeze in. G, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ken. I'd just like to ask you a question about America. Aren't our nation, our country, supposed to be different from other countries around the world? Do we really want to be a Russia or El Salvador or maybe parts of Mexico where we don't have due process anymore? Because it's not going to just stop with so-called illegal immigration. It's going to snowball. In fact, it's going to affect American citizens as well.
Okay, how exactly do you know that's going to happen? Can you tell?
Because Trump has already mentioned sending so-called violent prisoners to another country where they're already incarcerated. They committed crimes in America, were found guilty in America, but to send them to another country, another foreign country, I don't think that's right either.
But one, he hasn't done it. Two, they're not going to let him do it because I don't think the president has the power to send.
Yes, Dr. King, you're probably right, but he just said in his administration they're looking for ways. They're already going against the Constitution.
By doing what?
Ignoring judges' orders. Saying that the judges are wrong when it's not ruled in their favor.
Well, they're just fighting back and forth. That's just normal that the executive branch. Let me finish.
Yes. Okay. I just want to make a point, though.
Well, you always make a point, but then you just talk over it, but you never let anybody like.
Well, I don't mean to do that, but I just want to make a point, so I'm listening.
The point of the matter is, all branches do that. The Supreme Court does it. The judicial, the legislative, that's the process. It's not a perfect process. That's why they have 3 co-equal branches. Go ahead.
Well, but all the rulings that didn't rule in his administration's favor, no matter during certain organizations that withholding money or whatever, is being ignored.
Not all of them, no. That's not true.
Tell
me which one. Tell me which one.
The gentleman that was that it's a big issue with the. I guess it's also.
Tell me which one.
The domestic. They order to bring him back, and they're making excuses not to bring him back.
First of all, they can't bring him back. That's like you telling somebody.
They can bring him back.
You can't go in another sovereign country and take a citizen from their country and bring him back here. Who would let you do that?
They do it all the time.
Who does
They exchange prisoners all the time.
You're missing my point.
He was sent there illegally.
Stop talking and let me finish. Because you always seem to want to talk, but you never seem to want to listen.
I listen all the time.
Well,
sir.
then listen today. He's an El Salvadorian citizen. You cannot go get him. I don't care what a judge says here. You can't go in somebody else's country and bring a prisoner back here as if they belong here. Like, he doesn't belong here anyway, but he's an El Salvadorian citizen. You cannot.
But let the process
you can't.
work its way.
It cannot, because he's not a citizen of America. He's a citizen.
Okay, then why?
All right, I got 833-212-1017 is the number.
Start jamming in the morning and get your daily drop of juice.
Juice gets you hydrated and started for your day. And that's what we plan to do from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Every single morning, we're going to be keeping you in the mix, talking about everything you care about all before 9 a.m.
So wipe that crust out your eyes and get ready for jamming with juice.
Turning your mornings into your favorite part of the day.
Get that stank breath out of here. Brush your teeth.
It's it, bro. What? Catch Jammin' with Juice
from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Milwaukee.
Truth Nation, the time is almost here. Be sure to tap into the Tory Lowe Show Friday, May 2nd, as I'll be giving away $5,000 to one of our lucky Truth fans who were entered in to win the Gruber Law Office's $5,000 giveaway. Again, that's Friday, May 2nd, when we'll be giving away $5,000 to one of our lucky Truth fans between 1 and 4 right here on the Tory Lowe Show. Remember, you have to be tapped into the show in order to be our next Gruber Law Office $5,000 winner right here on 101.7 The Truth.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
we're not adults, so just be there and like listen. I just want someone to yap to, and I just feel like I'll be fine like if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job, and I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it, and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Milwaukee is working towards keeping trash out of parks and rivers and homes and businesses. Over the weekend, volunteers collected over 100,000 pounds of trash at several cleanup events. City officials are also working to deter illegal dumping on private property. Alderwoman Andrea Pratt tells the Public Safety and Health Committee about repeat incidents in District 1.
Cousins has had 300 tires dumped on them in January, and then just on February 17th, they had another 300 tires dumped. It costs over $5,000 to remove the tires each time. It's difficult to maintain a business in a corridor that we are trying to revitalize.
A $1,500 penalty is now $5,000 for each offense. 2 more Milwaukee public schools are relocating their students as lead cleanup efforts across the district continue. Dr. Brenda Casillas says students at Brown Street School and Westside Academy will relocate next month to Douglas Middle School.
Those moves will happen on Monday, May 5th for Westside Academy, and May 12th for Brown Street.
MPS's new lead action plan will relocate students when visual inspection checklists indicate that more than 50% of painted surfaces or more than 50% of the building's rooms show unsafe lead levels. Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan could face 6 years in prison for allegedly obstructing ICE agents trying to arrest an undocumented Mexican immigrant. She appeared before a federal judge Friday morning on 2 felony charges. Defense attorney Julius Kim says the criminal complaint may have left out crucial information.
What was going through my mind when I was reading that complaint is that complaint was not just drafted for the purpose of initiating criminal proceedings against Judge Dugan, but it was drafted with the very intention-filled purpose of making sure that a certain narrative is put forth out to the community.
Judge Dugan's arraignment is set for May 15th. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I was just thinking Bucks in 6, Dugan in 6, right? She getting 6 years of She might get 6 years. Okay, let me quit because I might end up in her court one day. Be like, hey, mister, I was just kidding. I was a talk show host. I was just kidding. Anyway, yeah, not gonna happen. 833-212-1017 is the number. It comes down to the fact that, life happens, and sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's not so good. And I think it's unfortunate. I think eventually it'll get worked out. I think it'll be dropped down to like a misdemeanor or something or other, or But when you're a judge and you commit that particular crime on purpose, allegedly, it's kind of tough to get around it, and then the person who talked about, well, the way they wrote the complaint, it was like they were trying to have a narrative. Well, that's what it is. It's a narrative. And they tell it from their point of view and whether or not there's probable cause to make the arrest, and it gets held up and all that. So I think I'm never going to say it's unfortunate because I don't know the particulars and what was witnessed, and that's what will come out in court. Personally, I think it'll get worked out. The flip side is you're held to the standard everyone else is. If somebody can come in your court and you hold them to a standard of not breaking the law, then that goes for you too. Even when it's accidental. So, I don't know. Dugan in 6. Okay, let me stop. Somebody said, Moni said, human rights shouldn't be a political issue. What human rights are we talking about? Are we talking about, first of all, I don't understand this. Black people, white people, I don't care who you are. The way black people were treated in this country for the past 450 years, you ought to be ashamed of yourself that you have the audacity to talk about human rights when you put us in chains and brought us here. And then sold us over and over and over and had children with us over and over and over and bred children and raised them to be slaves over and over and over. And your family made hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars off the slave trade and all the ancillary jobs that come with it. And to this day, will not share a dime of that money with anybody that's been a slave. And we all know African Americans can trace their roots back to Africa, and it's through the slave trade. So how dare you have the audacity to say human rights shouldn't be a political issue? You don't have any rights. You are from El Salvador. They sent you home. You were in the country illegally. How dare we pretend like you belong here? Or because you have a wife, but you weren't a citizen and you committed criminal acts, like you belong here. Like, are you actually arguing that? You want to go to, well, you have to bring him back. He's not a U.S. citizen. He doesn't even belong here. And there's a detainer order in the system. So as soon as you bring him back, by federal law, they got to put him back on a plane and take him back to El Salvador because he can't stay here. 2 judges already threw him out. He wasn't supposed to be here now. Then COVID hit, they lost track, and now he's back. In the meantime, 2 accusations of beating up his wife. She got restraining orders against her, or whatever, order of protection. I wish y'all fought like that for black people. I wish black people that are wrongly incarcerated, wrongly killed by the police, wrongly accused, sit in Rikers. So that young boy killed himself because he had so many mental health issues because he sat in Rikers, didn't have a case. They lost him. How do you get lost in Rikers? Because you're wearing a backpack and now you got to prove that's your backpack. Otherwise, they say you stole the backpack when you have no proof that it was stolen at all. That kind of thing. Why aren't you fighting for him? Oh, no, because you're too busy fighting for people that don't belong in a country as if they belong in a country. And then when you get sent home, some knucklehead judge decides you got to bring them back. Well, guess what? I can't go to England and force them. Hey, I'm gonna force you to come back to America because, you know, your family wants you in America. But like, excuse me, I'm an English, you know, I'm a citizen of Great Britain. I'm not coming back. Or they're not letting me come back. First of all, would you even be able to fly over there to bring somebody back? Absolutely. They'd be like, nope, can't come here. You think they're going to let a plane land in El Salvador? No. So let me get this right. El Salvador is supposed to let you come get one of their citizens to take them back to the lap of luxury in Maryland. And had the audacity to call him a Maryland man. He must get out of here. If it is Milwaukee Black Talk, if black people could get half the things y'all gave illegal immigrants, the black community would be slamming. Free place to live, money, Social Security card, free food. For years. And we have the audacity to cry because some guy who don't belong here anyway gets deported. Man, I wish we had that energy. I wish we had that energy just for black boys that kill black boys. Imagine if we stood up for shootings in Milwaukee the way we stand up for immigration. Interesting.
Number 5.
Well, TheRoot.com, Bishop T.D. Jakes has become the talk of the timelines again. This time it wasn't because of one of his sermons or some sketchy rumored affiliation, but he has decided to step down as pastor of his church. Over the weekend, the mega pastor who's been the head of the Potter's House in Dallas for nearly 30 years preached in his Sunday morning sermon that for the first time since suffering a major health incident, it's called a heart attack, on stage during service back in November 2024. Details were minimum at the time. He later revealed he had a heart attack, and if he didn't go to the hospital when he did, he would have been DOA, but he went. And now 5 months later, he has announced this past Sunday, yesterday, that he's going to be stepping down from his duties and handing over the reins to his daughter and son-in-law, Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts and Pastor, I think it's Toure, Toure, Toure Roberts. So 50 years. Served as a head of Potter's House for 30. So interesting. But I guess it's time. But see, I don't need a heart attack to go somewhere and sit down. I just go somewhere and sit down.
Number 4.
From Black Enterprise. That was from TheRoot.com, from Black Enterprise. Now, speaking of heart attacks, right? You know I plan this, right? Anthony Anderson and Cedric the Entertainer are taking their Kings of Barbecue brand to Arby's with the launch of 2 new barbecue sandwiches for premium meat lovers. So one guy tells you, hey, I had a heart attack last November and I got to slow down and change my diet and all that. You're going to open up food that's going to make people have heart attacks. What are we doing? What are we doing? April 24th, the fast food giant announced its collaboration with Anderson and Cedric's food-focused lifestyle brand, AC Barbecue. That's what QSR Magazine reports. As part of the partnership, Arby's will introduce 2 new sandwiches, the quarter-pound pulled pork and brisket barbecue sandwiches. Dude, come on. What we doing? What we doing? Killing black people?
Going through the...
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He said big bag.
That's ridiculous.
I will be trying these meals.
And in a couple of years, I'm going to be like, hey, man, y'all hear what happened to Glenn? Y'all hear what happened to Glenn? Dude, he ate that sandwich. I told him.
One pulled pork sandwich won't kill me.
You can never say that. You can never say that. You do not know the future. I'll be like, Ben was a great guy, but he in the hospital, dude. He ate that sandwich, took 2 bites, out. But he had a smile on his face. He said it was good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. You keep it up if you want to. The partnership is the latest of Anderson and Cedric's barbecue ventures after the two famed comedians teamed up for the hit food and travel series Kings of Barbecue. Cedric's sweet bussin' brown sugar sauce boasts a rich, sweet, and tangy, and probably full of sugar barbecue sauce flavor. So what we doing? Wow. Well, I guess we had to replace something with crack, right? We had to replace crack, so now we just gonna make it barbecue sauce. I mean, isn't that what we doing? We're not gonna do crack anymore. We're just gonna do sugar. And then you'll be stuck on sugar. I don't know. Makes absolutely no sense. That is unfortunate. And yes, I'm waiting for my story to load because I just can't get over bad food.
So you would not go try this sandwich?
I am not going to go try the sandwich. You got a problem with that? Like, I don't understand. Like, you thought I would like, hey, what are you doing today? I don't know. I think I'm going to go try this sandwich.
I wish you had a little bit more of an adventurous spirit.
Okay, first of all, it's insulting for you to say I don't have an adventurous spirit when I don't eat a sandwich. Now, if you said I wasn't going to get on a plane to fly to Greece or fly to Rome or go to Toronto, something like that, I could see you saying that. A sandwich at Arby's that I drive past every day and I'm not adventurous? No, I'm older than you and I'm not going to give myself a heart attack prematurely. Okay? When I'm 85, 90, 95, 100 years old, we'll work that out. Now? No, dude. But you know what? Do you. Get your numbers checked before you eat that sandwich because I'm going to tell you, if you go, dude, I'm going to talk about you for at least a month straight. Every day. Man, can y'all believe Glenn? Man, did you see what Glenn? Can you believe? I'm going to take pictures of the sandwich and have it on YouTube. Oh, look at this.
I'll send you a selfie with me with the sandwich.
What I'm talking about, after your heart attack, I don't think you're going to be able to do that.
Knock on some wood for me, please.
Huh? Knock on some wood, knock on your head. It's wood, right? Yes, we're just being silly. Just being silly. Speaking of being silly.
Number 3.
So the son of Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator admits and apologizes for prank calling Shedeur Sanders during the NFL draft. You got to admit, that was funny. Jeff Ulbrich is the Atlanta Falcons defense coordinator, has admitted to and apologized for a prank call made during the draft to Deion Sanders' son. Jax Ulbrich, is that a white name or what? Jax, Jax. Anyway, admitted to gaining access to his number, a line exclusively made to contact NFL teams by way of his father's iPad. He then used the He then used the information to prank Sanders as he waited to be picked during the draft. Ulbrich, identified as 21-year-old student athlete at Berry College, shared his apology on Instagram. On Friday, I made a tremendous mistake. Shedeur, what I did was completely inexcusable, embarrassing, and shameful. I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made a terrible mistake and messed up that moment. Thank you for accepting my call earlier today. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. He's stupid. And you know they're going to let him get away with it because it's some white kid. They're going to let him get away with it. Oh, boy, he just made a mistake. If it was a black kid, remember, they adult everything we do, right? So how old was this kid? How old was his son? So if he was 19 or 20, right, then they're going to say he was like 40 if he was black. They treat him like he was 40 years old. Well, he should have known better. He's an adult. Like he's 20-something years old in college doing stupid stuff. Like, are you really going to hold him accountable for being stupid? I mean, he's kind of already proven that he can, hold that particular thing up in spades.
Number 2.
This from JS Online, an MPS lawsuit once again. A mother whose son has an intellectual disability in Milwaukee Public Schools alleged school security staff did nothing to stop a student who fractured her son's jaw so hard it had to be wired shut. Jill Leffler filed a lawsuit on April 18th on behalf of her son, Ethan Leffler, in Milwaukee County Circuit Court. The lawsuit alleges the district and 2 of its school safety assistants, Helen Neal and Serena Gadarasingh, were negligent and violated Ethan Leffler's civil rights because of his disability. The attorney, Krista Lefebvre, said in the lawsuit is being brought to bring accountability for school safety and make her clients as whole as possible because she believes the incident could have been avoided. The lawsuit seeks monetary damages for the cost of the medical treatment, loss of wages for Jill Leffler, and pain and suffering for her son. So, in the lawsuit, Ethan, a student at Bayview at the time of the April 2nd, 2024 incident, conversed with a group of students as well as Neal and Gadarasingh. Neither of the safety assistants intervened when Ethan's conversation with another student became intense. When Ethan walked away from the group, he bumped the student involved in the conversation, prompting laughter from the other students and the safety assistants. Gadarasingh recorded on her phone the interaction where the student punched Ethan. After the punch, Gadarasingh continued talking with other students and appeared to laugh at the situation. She showed the video to a student who approached the scene. Neal also watched the video and laughed. Neither of the safety assistants reported the incident to the school, the lawsuit said. Ethan suffered a fractured jaw, a fractured tooth. His injuries required wiring his mouth shut and getting a tooth extracted. He missed school and requires ongoing medical and dental treatment for his injuries. Jill Leffler had to miss work to care for her son. So, of course, MPS spokesperson Stephen Davis did not have an immediate response available when a reporter reached him twice by phone. It was unclear whether the safety assistants were still employed by the district, and Milwaukee police referred charges to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office, which declined to file, which is probably a smart thing. I mean, they're kids. I think the fact that, whatever happened, and now it'll get litigated in civil court, and we shall see what happens. I think it's unfortunate that any kid would get punched, but you would expect safety to do something, and we just have video, and we really don't know what happened, and they're going to get into it, and they're going to make sure everything is on the up and up, and I'm pretty sure this isn't the last time we'll see this.
Number 1.
This also from JS Online. You remember when Kamala Harris was here? And her motorcade, some dude went the wrong way and drove towards her motorcade. Didn't work out for him well. I mean, I'm just saying. If you know anything about motorcades, anything about presidential motorcades, they don't stop. And I don't think people understand that. Motorcades don't stop. Once they roll, they leave where they are, and they only stop when they get where they're going. And if you get in front of them or in the way of them, they're going to run you over. Well, a Milwaukee man was sentenced today for driving the wrong way down Interstate 94 toward Vice President Kamala Harris's motorcade during a campaign visit last year. Wayne Wacker, that's the name. W-A-K-E-R-C-K-E-R. That's his name. Don't get mad at me. Wayne Wacker, 55, pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct and negligent operation of a motor vehicle, both misdemeanors, online court records show. Circuit Court Judge Christy Yang ordered him a total of 12 months of probation to cover both charges. He also must pay a $500 fine. Prosecutors initially charged Wacker with second-degree recklessly endangering safety, a Class G felony. Carries a penalty up to 10 years in prison and a $25,000 fine. Prosecutors say Wacker, 55, was drunk when he drove the wrong way down the the internet, the interstate towards Harris's motorcade following a campaign stop in Brookfield, October 21st of last year. Wacker was headed westbound in the eastbound shoulder between Marquette Interchange and 16th Street while Harris's motorcade traveled towards the lake before he was stopped by a Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputy. That's according to the criminal complaint. And he told police he was on his way home after hanging out at Walker's Point Bar. The document also stated Wacker's blood alcohol content was 0.252. Supposed to be 0.08. That's 3 times. That's over 3 times the legal limit in Wisconsin. And footage was, of course, captured by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation camera. And the complaint indicated he drove past other vehicles at close to highway speed. So he was doing like 55 miles an hour the wrong way. Thank God nothing happened. But, hey, stupid is as stupid does. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices, and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call, That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe loyalty is never a one-way street. So we love finding new ways to say thank you to our customers. This is why we're hosting Us Days again. It's our exclusive in-store event to celebrate you, our loyal customers, with unique offers for everyone. Visit our stores during Us Days until April 23rd to take advantage of offers up to $1,200 off of any smartphone and up to $500 off of any tablet. This is the perfect time to upgrade. Come into any U.S. Cellular store for more details. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, cool, get busy.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 833-212-1017. Did Brian say what he want? So then why he call? But he got comment. Brian, what you want?
I want to talk football, man.
I don't talk football. I don't like football.
I see. You don't know nothing about football, do you?
I know about football. I don't like football. My favorite sport is baseball.
You never played football?
I didn't play football in school, but I played football. I'm just
I ain't talking about touch football. I'm talking about real
football.
tackle
I'm talking
football.
about tackle like on concrete in the city or when you play on grass. But I didn't play organized football. No.
Oh, no wonder nobody asked you about the Shador thing.
That has nothing to do.
Yeah.
First, actually, they did. You're just to the late show, number one. Number two, just because you didn't play football doesn't make you anybody. It just makes you crazy. But, that's okay.
No, I played football. I played professional football.
No. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
And it don't
so I know a lot about being a quarterback.
It didn't make you greater because you played professional football. Don't nobody care, Brian.
Yes, it does. I know how to assess a good football player from a great football player to an average football player. I do.
And Shador's a what?
He's an average football player.
Yes, he is. Very much average.
He's like a C- quarterback.
Now you got to remember.
He's about as good.
Wait.
He's about as good as Teddy Bridgewater.
Tom Brady wasn't that good. He got
you know what the problem?
Low. He got drafted low. Look at all the great quarterbacks that got drafted like day 2, day 3, second, third round that turned out being the truth. So I don't know if I want to go.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. What makes the difference between an average quarterback and a great quarterback is the offensive line that loves him.
Absolutely.
Tom Brady had an offensive line that loved him.
But he was still a what? When he got drafted, he was a what kind of quarterback? Average.
Average quarterback.
Right. That's all.
Average quarterback.
All right.
But he didn't burn any bridges.
That's true.
He didn't burn any bridges.
That's true.
He didn't burn any bridges before he got to the league.
Yeah.
Shador was burning bridges before he even gets to the league.
Well, he's there now, so. All right, thank you much, Brian.
He got it. All right, buddy.
833-212-1017 is the number. Let me dig through this. Let me see. Why did we get 2 lines now? I got to go through all this stuff. That was deliberate. His plus. Y'all silly. Oh my goodness, y'all silly. I'm just reading the talking text line. What's up, Doc? How you doing? What's up, Reginald? Out of all that experience and elders in his church, he chose his daughter as lead pastor. Shaking my head. Well, ain't that what most pastors do? They choose their family, their sons, their daughter. That's what happens. That's what happens. We don't want to let the family business out. I mean, if you mad, just start your own. Right? Just go start your own, but don't get mad. Don't get mad. I'm just reading all the chat. Primetime son, do you think he's getting treatment because of his father? Yes. Lucretia Mason has a message for you, Glenn. She said that is a slow grind song. Me and Mrs. Jones. So, that's do I need to explain to that what that's old school to you? Like, do I need, okay, all right. Jasmine said, hello, Dr. Ken. Lucretia said that whole interaction happens when you don't teach civics and political science in school. RC said, out of all that experience, yeah. It just is it just is what it is. That's what we do. Just because you got somebody that can do the work and that can come through, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, Glenn, somebody said, I'm sorry. Somebody in the YouTube chat didn't say Bucks and 6. They said Bucks and 26. Then now with 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk Traffic. Here's Debbie Lazaga.
Northbound on 43, got some backups coming out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. On the southbound side, delays from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. Westbound 94's got backups out of the Marquette all the way to Hawley Road. We got northbound 41 backing up from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to past Capitol Drive. On the southbound side, delays from Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, chance of showers or storms. Some of them may be strong. Windy with rain tapering off around daybreak, a low of 58. Tomorrow, chance for showers early, partly sunny, breezy, falling temperatures, a high of 68, falling to 60 by 3 p.m. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Day one, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day one is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Carrie Noni with her truth.
You know, sometimes the mundane isn't a burden, it's the beauty of living. I came to this conclusion after recently watching the movie Subservience on Netflix. It's a crazy film, y'all. I would suggest you check it out. But it's a story that explores our relationship with technology and how it's programmed to take our burdens away. This movie really got me thinking about how much we're wired to avoid struggle. We create tools and shortcuts to make life easier, whether it's robots, apps, or even outsourcing everyday tasks. But in the process, we risk forgetting the value of the little things we go through every day. Sure, folding laundry or grocery shopping might feel like chores. I literally dread cleaning up. But isn't there something grounding about them? Something that reminds us we're human. Life isn't just about the highlights or the easy parts. It's about the messy, repetitive, and sometimes inconvenient stuff too. Think about it. Who would you be if you didn't have to face the small frustrations that test your patience, or the routines that push you to show up for yourself or the people around you? The mundane moments, the ones we rush to escape, are often the ones that shape us. If life was nothing but convenience, where's the growth? Where's the grit that teaches us resilience? And most importantly, where's the appreciation for the moments that do take our breath away? So maybe the next time you find yourself annoyed by the daily grind and are on the brink of crashing out, you pause, you breathe, and remind yourself that the beauty of life isn't just in the big moments, but in every little thing that makes them possible.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth, powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneib. The Milwaukee Brewers getting a much-needed bounce-back win after losing 4 straight games. They win Game 3 in St. Louis, this one by a final score of 7-1. The win improving the Brewers to 14-15. A day off today, they'll start a 3-game series in Chicago against the White Sox on Tuesday. Over to the NBA, where the Milwaukee Bucks fall to Indiana 129-103. The story of this one, though, guard Damian Lillard going down. The fear, according to Chris Haynes, is a torn Achilles.
I think everything happens for a reason. You know, obviously I wish him the best. We love him. We're going to support him.
Giannis there talking about Damian Lillard. The Bucks did lose the game, now down 3-1 in the series. Game 5 is scheduled for Tuesday. And lastly, over to the NFL, as the draft wrapped up over the weekend in Green Bay, the NFL reporting 600,000 people attended this year's event. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So we're alone now, and I'm feeling grown now.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, you know, we monitor news here in the studio at 1017 The Truth. A man has been charged with murder over the car ramming attack that took place at a festival in Vancouver, British Columbia, in Canada, that killed 11 people, including a 5-year-old. At least 20 people were injured after a car plowed into a crowd at the Lapu Lapu Day festival on Saturday. That's at 8 o'clock Pacific time. Teacher and school counselor Kira Salim has been identified as one of the 11 people killed. She worked at 2 schools in New Westminster School District, southeast of Vancouver. Kai G. Adam Lowe has been charged with 8 counts of second-degree murder, according to the Vancouver police, and more charges are expected. The man was arrested over the incident, was known to law enforcement and mental health professionals before the incident. He has a significant history of interactions with police and healthcare professionals related to mental health, and as police remain confident the incident is not an act of terrorism, but they do call it the darkest day in Vancouver's history. So lots of things are happening in the world today. Speaking of things happening in the world today, MPS, we talked about it earlier. We got the tape, some audio regarding MPS and their lead closings and all that. About how long is it? Do you know offhand? Okay. It'll be about 1:42 when we're done. We'll go to break and come. Well, wait a minute. We don't need to break, do we? We're good. Okay. All right. So we're going to hear about the Milwaukee Public Schools when they announced the closure of 2 school buildings, why they won't just close 3 or 4, and why are you waiting till a month before school, like a month, 6 weeks before school's out to change school? Like, why would you do that? It's just weird. You had all year, you had, roughly 50 years to make the correction? Like the 1970s, they went, oh, by the way, there's lead. Oh, okay. And you have done nothing since. Yeah. Well, when you got the video, let's go.
Breaking news, 2 more Milwaukee Public School buildings are closing due to dangerous lead levels. Students at Brown Street Academy and Westside Academy will relocate about 3 miles north to Andrew S. Douglas Middle School for the rest of the school year. That's according to district officials and City of Milwaukee health officials. Students at Westside will move next Monday, and students at Brown Street will relocate on May 12th. Now, this comes as 2 MPS buildings are currently shut down for lead remediation efforts. A third, Fernwood Montessori, just reopened Friday after being shut down for weeks. MPS Superintendent Dr. Brenda Casellia says she understands that moving students causes a significant disruption, but the district believes the moves are necessary to keep students and staff safe.
While there is no immediate danger in these buildings and no students in them have yet been identified as having elevated lead levels, there is significant work that needs to be done in many parts of the building.
Superintendent Casellia says to date, the district has spent close to $2 million on lead remediation efforts. MPS requested federal help from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in March, hoping to test every school in the district for lead levels. The CDC denied that request, though, citing mass firings from the federal government. These 2 other schools, Starnes Early Childhood and La Follette, remain closed. District officials have said they plan to reopen both schools before the end of the year. Right now, you can find a list of places to get a lead test for your children, as well as more information about the schools impacted by the MPS.
So why wouldn't you just go get a lead test for your kid? Like, if your kid goes to an MPS school, I don't care whether it's new, old, north side, south side, west side, east side, go get your kid tested. Why is that a problem? Like, do you actually need a plan from the CDC to tell you how to mitigate lead? It's idiotic. It's just idiotic. Go get your kid tested. Imagine that. Go get your kid tested. If they are at MPS and they've been there their entire, like, watch this, the older they are, the quicker I would get them tested. Because some of the problems your child may be having in school may be because of lead poisoning. And are they dragging their feet because they don't want to, like, end up paying for it? Or they're trying to sue the paint manufacturer. You've had more than enough time to remove that paint. Don't start trying to sue us when you were told this in the 1970s and you've done nothing about it. It'll be okay. Always got to look. That's a problem. We look for the easy way out every single time, and it burns us. Instead of just taking the difficult path, getting it done right, but instead we wait. We drag our feet. We get a new superintendent. It's always something, we got to wait. Just give us a little more time. In 6 months, you knew you had lead here for decades, and you did nothing about it. Nothing. Well, we'll move 2 schools. You already know you got other schools closed. Just mitigate 4 or 5 schools over the summer and then move the kids and let them stay there for, 1 semester, 6 months. Well, no, that would be 5 months out of the 10-month year. And be done. Help the kids do better. Oh, that's right. It's MPS. It's all about the money. Or wasting it.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 1017 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024, U.S. Bank.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best.
For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. You know, there are times in everyone's life when life tosses you a curveball, and you have to readjust and realign and rededicate your resources to make things better. But sometimes you may know what to do, and many times it's the first time you've ever had to experience something and you faced an issue, and it's, especially when it's financial, it's kind of tough. For the last couple of decades, I've been able to turn to Educators Credit Union. I've had a financial issue that involved another family member, and I was able to go in and get advice and a plan, and I'm here to tell you it worked. At Educators, our members are our purpose. As a credit union, we're not concerned about profits or the bottom line of shareholders. Our greatest reward is you achieving your financial dreams through lower rates and access to free financial resources. Experience more heart and less hassle by making the switch today. Achieve more at ECU.com, insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility is required. So I was looking at this. We've got 2 rounds. This is from WISN.com. We've got 2 rounds of severe storms with hail, damaging wind, and tornadoes are possible tonight. The first would be around 7 p.m. and midnight, and the second would be around 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. This system would be focused on the northern counties. It'll be windy all night, temperatures staying in the 70s well into the evening. There's a possibility of tornadoes in the middle of the night. So if you have, do you have one of those like weather boxes, like weather things you plug in, weather radio? They're looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, what is a weather radio? I don't know what that is. What is that? They make weather radio. You know, there's a weather band. And so, you know, weather, like I have a car, it's a digital radio. So it has weather bands on your radio so that you can tune in. So depending on where you drive in the country, it's channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, something like that. And it'll switch automatically and tell you what the weather is wherever you are. They make radios that if they send out a tone, you know how your phone beeps for Amber Alert? This radio beeps for weather. And it'll tell you, and it'll come over with an announcement telling you all that. They have no idea what I'm talking about. Like, what? Yeah. But neither of you own a home either, do you? So you don't, you know. Well, you think about stuff like that when you own a house, right? Because you could wake up and your roof is gone. So you gotta kind of be on point when it comes to stuff like that. I thought it was weird, and I knew that there was going to be something happening because when I woke up this morning, it was 47 degrees. By the time I got where I was going an hour later, it was 63 degrees. And by noon, I was over by the lake, and it was 73 degrees. I started driving, and it was 78 degrees. And so I said, yeah, something's wrong here. That has nothing to do with global warming. That has nothing to do with climate change. But you didn't tick me off. Huh? Look at me. You look like Hugh Jackman. You know you know who that is, right? The actor. You know, has a beard and okay, I'm done. Now watch him say, I don't look like Hugh Jackman. Sometimes it's like talking to yourself. Reginald said, this food topic makes me want to eat nothing but salads and fruits all week. I get it. Cause yeah, you eat that stuff. Yeah, you eat that stuff and it'll definitely, yeah. So here's my question. So is it at Arby's already? Is that burger at Arby's? Is it at Arby's already? Because if it is, tomorrow I got my good friends from Truth Roundtable coming in from 4 to 6. And so we're gonna be talking about what's going on. We got so much. I mean, I couldn't have timed it better. We got so much stuff going, and so many things happening. Wow. Miles said, "Who eats at Arby's?"
It just went nationwide today.
Oh, today? Yeah.
April 28th.
Dwayne, you're right. I am having separation anxiety from sugar. I am. But I feel so much calmer. It's so much better. No. I can't tell you on the air. I tell somebody my medical, like, what's wrong with you? You're listening. Really? You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, y'all. God bless. Take care. Glenn, appreciate you. DJ Brother Z, I don't know.
Be quiet.
I'm out.